Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be looking at this guy. This is the Jurassic World Massive Biters Tarbosaurus from the newer Primal Attack line. But before we look at this, I want to say sorry for being gone. It has been 2 months since I last uploaded a video. I was only planning on maybe taking 1 month off, but things happened and it ended up being 2 months. But we are now in the new house. I am now settled, so videos should start returning to normal. Most of my figures are unfortunately still packed away, but I do have access to some that I have not yet reviewed, so those will be the ones I will focus on for now, and then we'll get back onto all of my other figures at a later date. So, moving on to today's review. Like I said, this is the Massive Biters Tarbosaurus from Mattel's Jurassic World Primal Attack line. And I love this figure. This is a really cool figure. This is in the same sort of line as the Cyats Micororum that I have previously reviewed. If you haven't seen that, I will put the link to it down in the description. And yes, so let's take a closer look. So the detail on this figure is awesome. Though I do think mine does have slightly goofy eyes. If you look at it from the front, you can't really tell in the video. But it's not that bad. I got a decent eye paint job copy on mine. So yeah, I got decent eyes on mine, which is good. I do really like the colour scheme that they went. The nice blood red on the lower jaw and under the neck. And then most of the figure is just a lighter grey with some darker grey or black striping. All of the spikes running down the back are the dark grey. I'm going to say dark grey because it's not fully black. And then we have some like dark grey stripes going down to the tail. One thing I like about this is the tail is actually painted. What I've found with Mattel's figures, especially the ones where the tail has to be attached, is the paint, like the markings that they put on the figures, on the body, do not carry on to the tail. Like the tail literally just has the base colour of the plastic, like in this sense, the grey, and then that's it. Whereas this one, because the tail was already attached, because it's for the action feature, the markings do go all the way down. Obviously, it stops here. The very tip of the tail isn't painted, but the rest of it is. And the tip of the tail is actually ever so slightly paler grey to the light grey for the rest of the body. But oh well. So yeah, inside the mouth has been done really nicely. It's just been done in a nice pink. The tongue does feel rough. Because another thing I've realised is if one of the Mattel figures, if it's meant to have its mouth shut all the time, so like that's its resting pose, then they won't really paint the tongue. It'll just be like a glossy effect, like they won't really texture it. But if it's one like this where the mouth is predominantly open all the time, then they will texture it because you're going to be seeing it all the time. And the roof of the mouth is just done in that glossy the glossy paint that I was telling you about. Come on, let's focus. There we go. I think it's focused. So yeah, so it's just the glossy inside for the roof of the mouth. And then it is not focusing, is it? There we go. Sort of. And then that's a rough tongue. You got the little tiny arms, which are unpainted. I'm just going to manually focus this thing. There we go. The little tiny arms, which are unpainted, which I'm not bothered about. It would be nice if they painted the claws on the hands and feet, but it's no biggie that they didn't, because, you know, all of the detail is in the head, and the head is done really nicely. So, for articulation, there isn't really a right lot to talk about. The main points of articulation that can hold their poses are the arms, which can go, you know, up and down, and in and out. And you've got a little bit of a twist in the feet, but don't really twist them that much because it could break. It's quite fragile plastic. You've also got the hips that will hold poses. You can't pose legs individually because it's part of the gimmick, sort of. But you can have it looking down, looking straight forward, and looking up with the legs. So we'll just go underneath and I'll get you the scan code. So there we go, if you don't have it. If you don't have the figure, but you want the figure in your Jurassic World Facts app. There we go. So now we'll just have a look at the action gimmick, which is all about the tail and the head. So if you rotate the tail, the head will look left and right. You can't go up and down, but that up and down is what the legs are for. So you get some quite nice movements there. And the tail also has a button. There's a button. So when you press the button, it bites. Which is why this line, this like sub-line of figures, is the massive biters. So you just press the button, and you can get some really nice fluid movements with these, I think. This one is not the best. I do think the Cyats Microrum works better than the Tarbosaurus. And overall it looks like a nicer figure just because, yeah, I don't think there is another Cyats figure on the market. So once again, the link to that review will be in the description below. But yeah. So you can get some nice movement with this guy. But yeah, overall, a very nice figure. Definitely worth adding to your collection. I paid full retail price for this, and I kind of wish I didn't. I paid full retail price for the Cyats, and I was happy with it. But because this is literally just the exact same figure, just a different species of dinosaur, I kind of wish I'd waited and got this a little bit cheaper. Especially since it's now showing up in the entertainers for slightly below asking price. But, oh well, I have it now. I'm glad I have it, because it's a cool dinosaur. It's my first Tarbosaurus figure, I think. I mean, I might have another one lying around, but as far as I'm aware, this is my first Tarbosaurus. And that's the main reason why I wanted it. So, yeah. That was my review of the Jurassic World Primal Attack Massive Biters Tarbosaurus. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you all in the next video, whatever that'll be. Bye!